Hello and welcome to the Fempreneur podcast. It has been a hot minute and I am so excited to be coming back and supporting so many of you to achieve and crush your business goals, start your businesses, quit your jobs, scale your businesses, wherever you are at in business. Fempreneur is the place where we talk all things being a female founder, and I honestly can't wait to dive into today's conversation. I received this very juicy question in my DMs the other day, and I wanted to really share it so deeply that I decided we're going to come back on the podcast. The question was, "Hi Libby, I'm just wanting to ask, in terms of taking the leap of faith to jump into a whole new business venture and then starting your own gym wear, did you have any doubts of whether this was going to work out or not? Were you skeptical about anything at first? And if so, what helped you to keep going? Did anyone ever tell you it's not a good idea or not a good decision to go into these ventures? I'm a firm believer in trusting the universe and that everything will work out or align with what's meant for me. And I truly believe in the best possible outcome, which most times always works out for the highest good. I genuinely dream big, but also try to execute the dream to become reality. But I think there will always be thoughts around whether something is the right choice or not. Did you ever feel that way about anything?" So if you have missed any of my updates lately, I took a break from a lot of coaching in the last nearly 12 months, not quite a year. I scaled back all of my live programs and I stopped selling any courses. I just had a handful of clients and we merged our online school, Sasha, with my coaching business, Paradigm. And we've got students coming through Sasha, and my husband and I bought a gym and started a natural fiber, low tox activewear brand. So we've had a busy couple of months, and people have been asking, what have you guys been up to? What have you guys been up to? Where are you? You don't really see much of you online. It's because we have been in person doing a lot, and honestly, it's felt like starting from scratch again in so many ways. But like I'll tell you so many times, you're never starting from scratch, even if you're starting a new business. Like you can't unlearn all the things that you've learned. So I'm going to share a little bit about my response to this question that I asked, but I just wanted to give you a heads up and just fill you in on where we've been. And I just feel this passion coming through me again to support more and more and more of you to live your dreams every single day. And it's funny because I used to make fun of people who would go to work and have to wake up at a certain time and go into the office. And Dane and I moved right into the city, back to my hometown, which I never would have imagined. We made the decision that we wanted to be close to family, and it was honestly the best decision. And yeah, I think it was like 17 years that I left for the first time, and I've done little stints here. And then we bought a gym, which is in person, so we moved close to be that. It's in the city rather. And so now I wake up every day and I go to, or not every day, but most days I go into the gym and I look like I'm going to work like most other people. And it's funny because I'm now doing this by choice, right? And I am very grateful for the last 8 years of entrepreneurship and that we now have the readiness to run a bricks and mortar. Like, holy moly, it is a whole different ball game than an online business. Like, there are so many more overheads. There are a lot of customers, a lot of members, like so much happening, so many things. You've got electricity, you've got equipment, you've got like team, you've got staff, you've got so many things that, you know, if I had just gone from corporate to having a bricks and mortar business, it would have felt very much the same. But in the last 8 years, when Dane and I quit our corporate jobs, we moved to Bali. We've been living wherever we wanted, working from wherever, traveling a lot, digital nomad life a lot of the time, and away from family and living in beautiful places. And so I there's only so much of that you can do. Like, honestly, I got to a point living in Bali where it was kind of boring. I was like, okay, I want to sink my teeth into something. And even the last year, like before I started the activewear brand and before we bought the gym, I was like, I'm in this limbo and I just feel like there is more. Like I'm ready for more. And now the more and the busyness and the fullness and waking up at 5:40 every morning, 5:30 every morning, and doing my own workout, and then going to the gym and doing the work at the gym, and then coming back and working on the other businesses at my home office, which is where I'm recording this from now, is like, that's all now by choice. There is no part of me that feels like, I've got to go and do this, in the same way that when you've got a job, like that dreadful, oh my gosh, I've got to wake up to an alarm and go to the job. Like, I am now actively choosing this lifestyle, and that just blows my mind. But also, it's opened up a lot of conversations that I'm having with people, and that perspective is something that they had not always thought about. Of, oh wait, I get to make a decision around how I live, and I get to do business, and I get to have success in business, and I get to literally do what I want every single day if I want to. But most people lack the knowledge, or often actually the courage. You don't need all of the knowledge right away. You need the courage to start, because you can figure the rest out, right? And that's actually what my activewear brand is called, is One Day at a Time Active. Because any goal in life and any challenge that you're overcoming, you don't need to know the whole big picture. You don't need to know what is 10 steps ahead. You just need to show up in your best way possible for today, just for today. And I learned that 10 years ago when I started my sobriety journey. I've just celebrated 10 years sober. Guys, this is crazy. 10 years. I was a party girl before this, and I could not go 10 days without drinking. Like, now it's 10 years. And the thought back then, 10 years ago, the thought of doing a year sober without drinking, without taking recreational drugs, without getting fucked up, like, that freaked me out, and it caused me so much anxiety. And there is a philosophy in the recovery and sobriety world around one day at a time. Don't worry about the weekend. Don't worry about the next event where everyone's going to be drinking. Don't worry about that sports game that you're going to go to where everyone's going to be drinking beer. Don't worry about your birthday. Don't worry about Christmas. Just get through today. And I have honestly applied that to, like, first of all, for the first couple of years, my only goal was to stay sober. I was working a job. I was working in corporate. And I then started to have success with that. I started to notice that every other area of my life was changing. And I won't go too much into it. You can listen to some other episodes, and I'm sure you can find more of my story online. But I wanted to give you this context of where I now come from when it comes to business, right? So I saw my life changing. Dane and I bought a house. And before that, I'd never been good with money. I'd been terrible with money. And so the fact that I was able to buy a house, I'm like, what is going on? Like, how is this all from quitting drinking? Well, no, for me, it was all around this philosophy that I don't need to know how I'm going to buy a house. I don't need to know how I'm going to achieve anything. I just need to give my best, my absolute best, whatever that is for today, right? Now, not every day you're going to be able to give 100%, but today your 100% might be 50% of your normal capacity, but that is your best for today. And if you go through life like that and you apply that to business, that means like you're choosing courage, you're choosing truth, you're choosing honesty, you're choosing integrity. Like, you're choosing to show up in your absolute highest way, even when it's really fucking hard. Because there will be days where it is so hard. And when you do that long enough, amazing things happen. And so all of that is why I called the activewear brand this. And it is honestly sums up my whole life and how I do business. So to go back to this question, in short, yes, there is always doubt. And I think my approach to any business that I start or any new venture that I begin is like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm just going to give it my best. I'm going to do what I can. But also, what if it turns out better than I knew possible? And how often do you think of doing something and your mind goes straight to all the things that could possibly go wrong? Now, the reason that happens is because your brain is wired and designed for survival. And so it's constantly looking for threats. It's constantly looking for potential danger. Until you start to rewire your mind and realize that if you get your brain to be part of your success team and you start training your brain for success, and so instead of constantly looking for danger, which is the job of the ego and it will always be there, but you can train your brain to look for the opportunities for success instead. And when you do that and you strengthen that, just like when you go to the gym and you're working out, like the muscles that you're working out over time will become stronger. So if you intentionally every day think what could be amazing about this? Like, what could be amazing about today? Think about the amazing things that have happened in your day. Think about the amazing things that are happening in your life. Most people think about what's wrong. Most people spend their time complaining. And I am guilty of this, right? Like, I constantly hear myself, I'm like, why do I feel the need to complain? Like, there's literally nothing to complain about. I mean, I'm sure we can all find things to complain about, right? But like, overall, life is amazing. And sure, there's always challenges and there's always like shitty things that happen, but overall, life's amazing. And if we can have that outlook on life, that's naturally going to apply when it comes to business, right? Because instead of looking for the potential dangers and being aware of what could go wrong is smart, right? Like, you're not going blindly into things and you're not being naive about the potential risks. You're very aware of that. But if you only focus on that, that's going to stop whatever it is that you're wanting to step into. And so, in all honesty, like when it comes to any new venture that I'm starting, whether it is in my online education business and I'm launching a new product or launching a new course or launching a new training, or whether it's a whole new business like the activewear or buying the gym, or I'm seeing my husband start some other ventures at the moment, and that's super exciting as well. I actually don't think too much about the big picture. I dream really big, so I've got big goals for life, right? Like you, like most people are really good at dreaming, but very few are good at the execution. And that's what I hope that this conversation supports you with, and that you receive, is at least a little more courage and a little more confidence in yourself and in your abilities and in your ideas to go after what you want and begin to execute on the ideas that you've got. And so in business, I don't get caught up in the magnitude of what I'm setting out to do. If I did that, I'd probably never start. Like, if I thought, okay, I'm going to start a natural fiber, low tox activewear brand and no one else in New Zealand is doing this, and we're going to be, that's true. There's one other brand that's doing natural fiber, but they use bamboo, which after doing research, I didn't want to use bamboo. No one is doing organic cotton. And bamboo is still, like, if you look at the process of it, it's still slightly synthetic. If I had thought in my mind, after I had my miscarriage and my first miscarriage, and I was looking for options, and I realized what I was looking for didn't exist. And if I had thought, okay, I have never been I'm not a fashion designer. I'm not a clothes designer. I've never had a product business before. I've never done e-com. I don't know any manufacturers. I don't even know where to start. I don't know anything about materials. Like, if I had thought of those things and like, I'm going to pioneer a way in the whole country, I'm going to be the very first brand to do this. If I had thought of any of that right at the start, that would have seemed way too overwhelming. And so instead, I just focus on solving one problem at a time, right? So like with ODAT, with the activewear, I'm like, okay, let me see if this even exists. Okay, it doesn't exist. All right, that's interesting. Let me see what's out there. Oh, okay, there's not much out there. Well, maybe I would just start researching some manufacturers. Let me see what happens. Okay, so the first goal is not to pioneer a brand new brand in New Zealand and become the leader in low tox organic cotton activewear in Australasia. Like, no, the first goal is to find a manufacturer. Then the goal after that is to get a sample and see if it's even viable, if it's even possible, and design and do a mock-up of what I want and research materials and so much research. Oh my gosh, right? And then the goal is to share it on socials and see if other people like it, right? See if it's a viable idea. If I want this, I'm sure other women do as well. And so it's literally just putting one foot in front of the other. And honestly, when I sit down, lately I've just been sitting down with friends, and they've been asking me questions about their business or leaving, how they can leave their job or how they can start their business. And when I sit down with them and I hear where they're at, the biggest thing that I hear is all of the stuff that they've got to do, right? I'm working with a client at the moment, and that's one of the things that she constantly comes to me. She's like, I've got to do all of this. I'm like, okay, but let's just focus on the really simple steps right here. If we can break it down and we can just turn it into really simple steps, then it's not this whole big thing that you're setting out to do. It's just putting one foot in front of the other. And so coming back to this question as well, this DM that I got, when it comes to other people's ideas or other people's opinions or other people trying to talk you out of something, right? Like, you're always going to have someone who's going to try and talk you out of something, right? If you tell them. My philosophy in business is I don't tell anyone my idea. I just do it. Like, I do the research. I see if it's viable. I've got the idea. I might talk to my husband about it, right? But when I talk to my husband about it, like, as a, not us just brainstorming cool ideas, which we always do. It's, I've thought about this idea. I've thought about the potentiality of it. I really like it. I'm excited by it. And when I share it with him, I'm then in a place where I'm very secure in what I'm wanting to do. And so if he doesn't get it, then I will share more with him and try and sell him on the idea. But I do not share ideas with people that have not done what I want to do, right? That's the honest truth. Like, if you share your idea with someone that is not living their dreams, they're not even in business, they've never been in business, they've never gone after their dreams, they're not doing what you want to do, or maybe they have done what you're setting out to do, and maybe they failed, they're going to put that energy onto your idea. And so, of course, they're going to try and talk you out of it because they're coming from their own fear. And so I only ever share something once it's got traction, right? Traction in my realization that it's a viable idea, or there is like momentum around it. If I was to share everything that was happening, like all the different ideas, all of the things that I'm thinking, there's just so much energy. Like, there's so much energy and so much judgment and so much to hold of people's opinions. And even if they don't verbalize their opinion, they still have an energetic contribution to your idea. Like, they still have an opinion and they're still going to energetically place that opinion, right, whether you feel it or not, on your idea. And I just don't want that negative energy or that non-believing energy or that fear energy or lack energy or whatever it is. I don't want that on something that is brand new. It's like, you've got to protect it and be so mindful of who you share it with. If you share it with someone, like, if you're contemplating whether it's a good idea, find someone that has done what you want to do, not has tried to do what you want to do, but is doing or has done what you want to do, right? Because again, if someone's failed at the thing that you're doing and then that you tell them what you want to do, of course they're going to share from their experience, right? And yeah, you just want to be so mindful. So mindful. And the only people's opinions that I'm really mad at, that I really think matter, are your own, right? Like, your own opinion. You've got to like the thing that you're wanting to do. You've got to be passionate about it, right? Passion is going to take you a long way, right? And the reason why you're doing something is going to take you a long way. And potential customers, right? Like, you've got to have people to buy the thing that you're going to be selling in your business, right? So hopefully this episode has been very helpful. I always am open to any questions. If you have an idea or you've got something that you would love support on, please just send me a DM. I would love to see how I can help, or maybe film an episode for you to support you in bringing your dreams to life, crushing your business goals. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Ciao.